Hello, computer cooks. Welcome to the Retro Recipes restaurant. Just deciding what to get here. What are you getting?
I think I'm gonna get the chips.
Chips? Oh, you mean French fries?
No, Sid chips.
Sid chips. Ooh, tasty. Waiter. Welcome to Retro Recipes. My mate, the 8-bit guy there, who won the Emmy for Best Straight Man in a Double Act. I, of course, was up for Best Sidekick. Didn't win. No need to rub it in. Well, anyway, speaking of awards, I've got the results of not one, but 3 very special contests to win some serious retro gear. We've got the Commodore 64 Mini inside a Commodore 64. We've got the Apple PIIe, the project where I turned an empty Apple IIe case into a fully working Apple IIe and sent it around the world for further enhancement. And this one is signed by the 8-bit guy, Mindflare Retro, Jan Bieter, and someone called PERI. And then also I've got my Patreon-only contest to win the Apple IIe, in fact, where the Apple PIIe briefly took a different turn and housed a Nintendo Wii running all the emulators of Homebrew Channel. So we had the Apple PIIe and the Apple Wii, not the Apple P and Wii, as one viewer said. By the way, make sure you check out my Patreon so you can win awards. Not awards, but contests like this. I'll put a link in the corner right now. I'll put a link to my Patreon in the corner now. Just forget it. Well, anyway, being retro recipes, retro with a twist, I'm going to be picking the winners today in a very unique and very retro way, using the randomness of atmospheric noise, a web-enabled Amiga 500, and a Wi-Fi robot finger, with each draw started by a puppy. You're a good girl. You see, I wanted to make sure that we picked the winners in a truly random and a truly retro way. So on the Amiga, I've written a small program to help me achieve this. I've called it Finger, and then it instructs you to press the infamous any key to start. The idea is the puppy will choose when to tread on the keyboard, then it continues and waits a computationally random time. And here's the code that will allow that, and it waits between 1 and 20 seconds. And then it activates the Robo Retro Chef Finger, and then it launches the browser Aweb and goes straight to this website, which I've configured to then redirect to another website. And that takes us to this robot finger. You can set up this device in the app to accept an HTTP post command. So when you go to that URL, it will activate the finger through Wi-Fi. And the finger will then use my computer trackpad to click Draw Winner on the competition website. Now, you can program a computer to generate random numbers. But actually, because of the fact you're programming it, it is following a sort of predetermined algorithm. Although the results appear to be random, they are in fact predictable. Now, there are cooler ways to do it. One of the coolest, I think, was Silicon Graphics Lava-Rand Generator, which generated random numbers by looking at lava lamps. Yeah, unfortunately, that one's not around anymore. Unlike lava lamps, strangely. Everything new is old, huh? So instead, I chose a service that allows me to pick a winner using small variations in the amplitude of atmospheric noise. What is that, I hear you ask? Atmospheric noise is radio noise caused by natural atmospheric processes, primarily lightning discharges in thunderstorms. On a worldwide scale, there are about 40 lightning flashes per second. That equals about 3.5 million lightning flashes per day. And one of them could be you. Well, no, not you, but... To think they say lightning doesn't strike the same retro channel twice. We better get on with this. So first up, it's the Apple PIIe. So quick recap. I found this empty Apple IIe case on Craigslist and wanted to help it become the machine it once was. So I discovered a way to connect the original keyboard through USB into a Raspberry Pi. I then found a similar adapter that would work with the Apple IIe paddles and joysticks, also connected that up to the Pi. How'd you like them apples? And I was really lucky I found this USB hub that fit perfectly into the back of the Apple IIe case. And last up, I hooked up the original speaker through a USB interface, also to the Pi. People asked why I used that, not the onboard audio. Well, the onboard audio is notoriously glitchy, that's why. Then it went to Germany. Hi, it's Jan Vita, where Jan Vita fitted this international power supply. Bye, it's Jan Vita. And then the machine flew to Canada, it must have been really tired by now, where Mindflare Retro found a way to hook up an original old-school parallel port printer to the Pi. He also made these rather nifty decals for the gamepads. We all signed the case. It's me, that's Jan Vita, Mindflare Retro, and the 8-bit governor. Speaking of the 8-bit guy, it then flew to him in Texas. He tidied up these cables, soldered this speaker wire, and properly mounted the Raspberry Pi and the power supply to the bottom of the case. He gave us a bit of a gentle ribbing for our use of hot glue, although for a prototype where the other channels needed to move the Pi around, some might say hot snot isn't such a bad temporary fix. He then added this securing mount to the USB hub, and coolest of all, he added these composite and HDMI sockets to the back. That is so satisfying, just being able to plug an HDMI cable straight in there. Well, enough of this. It's back with me now. Let's pick a winner. So this was the contest question. What's the nickname of the Apple co-founder who designed the Apple II? And the possible answers were... And the correct answer, picked by 17,360 people, was of course Pez. Sorry, I mean was. So I'm going to hover my mouse cursor over the draw button, place the trackpad under the robot finger, oops, and head over to the Amiga to start the process. Good luck everyone, may the force be with you. Deploy puppy. Oh, she's a bit uncertain of this surface. Never stood on an Amiga 500 before, I guess. Oh, and she's chosen to go straight for the treat, thus pressing the any key. Waiting computationally random time. And now we're activating Robo Retro Chef Fingerer for the atmospheric noise randomized draw. And we have a winner. It is Dalgoon B from Mongolia. Congratulations, Dalgoon. As for who will pay for the international shipping to get this to Mongolia, well, this is Perifractic's Think Different challenge, so I guess me. Don't rub it in. At least that international power supply will come in handy. Next up, let's see who won the innards of the Apple IIe. So I announced this to my Patreons only and explained all the bits that you're going to get with it. And I said if you want to enter, just comment below by typing wee. People behave themselves to begin with. Wee wee, wee wee, wee wee, wee wee. And then we got a wee wee me. Then a wee wee woo woo wah wah. And then in a French accent, wee wee. We had a wee wee from afar. And then people started to behave themselves again. Now this contest doesn't use the atmospheric noise site, so I made a slightly modified version of my program that picks a winner all by itself. And the winner is... entry number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Congratulations, Fernando M. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you to all my Patreons for your support as well. I couldn't do this channel without you, and it'll help pay for the postage costs. Oh, and by the way, with each winning entry, I'm going to be throwing in a couple of these perfectly manufactured PCBs from PCBWay. You can use them for whatever you want, maybe even just practicing your solder skills. Because as we all know, PCB stands for Perifractics Contest Bonanza. Okay, who wants to win the C64 Mini inside a C64? A video so popular, it spawned its own meme. If you need more C64 in your C64, why not put a smaller C64 inside your C64? Why stop there? Maybe there's an even smaller well, you get the idea. Perhaps it could be this Lego one, as long as it's got a SID chip.
I think I'm gonna get the chips.
Alright, let's do this. Good luck, everybody. The question was, who made the machine the C64 Mini is based on? And the possible answers were... And the correct answer, of course, was E. Lionel Richie. Worked for the Commodores, so the answer is Commodore. Let's draw a winner. Bit more hesitant this time. Oh, there she goes. And we have a winner. It is Tim C. from USA. Oh, Michigan. What is that? Massachusetts. Sorry, I've only lived here 10 years. Maybe I'll deliver it by hand. Huge congratulations. See what I did that? Yeah. To the winners. If you saw this and you won, drop me a message below in the comments section so that I don't spoil the surprise of this video too soon. If I don't hear from you in about a week, we will drop you an email from the web-enabled Amiga 500 over there. Huge commiserations as well if you didn't win. I am sorry. I wish everybody could have won, but there are only 3 projects to go around. But do like, subscribe. Hopefully the fun content I put out is a good enough consolation prize. Until next time, comment below. She'll be answering them. And cheerio.
Hello, computer cooks. Welcome to the rest. Sorry,